And today we are working on the inner core muscles. And actually, of the core muscles that exist in our body, which of course is front, sides, and back, the inner core muscles are the most important. And they're the ones that stabilize our spine and really where our movement comes from in our bodies. They are not the same as what you can see on the outside, and a lot of times they refer to those as mirror muscles. You know, you like to see that you have some tone if possible. It's more of like an ego thing, I think, but the ones we really use a lot are the stabilizing the inner core muscles, and those are the ones that are really difficult to work out. When you go to the gym, working out those stabilizing muscles is not so much on a personal trainer's radar. And I can say this because one of my daughters is a personal trainer, and it's not that they are not aware that they exist. It's just not the machine muscles, you know, the ones you can just go and do this and do that. You have to really concentrate. And if you're working with a trainer, you say, I want to do my stabilizing muscles, they will know what you're talking about. But just randomly going into a gym and working on machines isn't going to do it for you. So that's why this is so important and interesting. I find this extremely interesting. So what the oh, there's a ton of them. One blanket. And the one blanket, you can do this right now. You can just lay it across the center of your mat. And it's for knees, for people who want some extra padding in their knees. And it is also for your hip bones and your pelvis, because we're going to be doing some stuff on our stomachs. And I'm on a hard surface here. And it's uncomfortable for me. So perhaps uncomfortable for you as well. No need to be uncomfortable. All right. So what we're going to do is let's just kind of like drop in to the practice. Everybody usually comes from someplace else and some other thoughts and everything. So let's just take a moment. You can sit however is comfortable for you. And then just have your tummy gently hug as if it's hugging your spine. And the top of your head, your crown of your head, gently reach up a little bit. And you might feel you have some length now in the torso. Bring your shoulders up by your ears and back and down. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Otherwise, you can do like a half gaze, kind of a fuzzy half gaze, not looking at anything in particular. You can let your hands rest on your legs. Let's take a nice deep inhale into our tummies, expand our ribs. At the end, it goes into our chest and neck. And a slow 5-count exhale through your mouth, coming to this time, this place, this moment. And now just gentle in and out nose breathing. And open your eyes. All right, let's get after it. Let's start on our backs with your knees bent. And we're going to do some biofeedback with our hands. So if you put your thumbs right around the bottom of your rib cage on both sides, and then your fingers, you can just spread them apart. They can just relax them. We want to feel what we're doing. All right. So your knees are bent, your feet are flat, your knees are about hip bone width apart. You can feel your hip bones. You can just draw a line with your hands, and I don't want the legs dropping out or in or anything here. Okay. And your gaze is to the sky. Now, if your chin is higher than your forehead, you'll want to put a little padding underneath the back of your head so that you can get the forehead and the chin at the same height, or even the chin a little bit lower. So now you're feeling your stomach, abdomen area with all the fingers, except for the thumbs, are kind of tucked by the ribs. All right, so take an inhale. And on the exhale, push the lower back towards the floor, and you're feeling like you're tipping your pelvis towards your ribs. And then inhale, just come to a natural curve of the back. And if you want to stick your hand underneath you to feel like what your natural curve is, it's different for everybody, you can do that. And then take an inhale. And exhale, push the low back to the floor. Feel like the bottom of the pelvis is tipping towards the ribs. And then inhale to the natural curve. And then just keep going back and forth like that at your own breath pace, breathing in and out through your nose, and use your fingers to feel what you're engaging here. Just keep going. We're just going to get a feeling for those muscles because we're going to call on them later. In fact, we're going to call on them through most of what we're doing today. So keep going. And it's nice to know that they exist, right? That there is some muscle in there. All righty, everybody meet. We'll just meet, relaxed. And just pause and take a breath. Relax all those muscles. Okay, now let's bring the right knee towards the chest and keep your hands on the same spot, okay? And you can feel things move. And if you need to press your fingers in to the skin a little bit so you can feel that, because they are deep in there, okay? Let's feel them move. Go ahead and put the foot down and then bring it towards your chest and just see whatever tiny little movements. You might feel it a little bit more towards the outside, towards your sides of your body. Okay, now bring the knee towards your chest and hold it. And then slowly, and I mean slowly and painfully slowly, straighten your leg so it hovers above the floor, feeling what's happening here. And then bring it in towards your chest and feel when you feel the disengagement. Usually it's when the knee comes closer to your chest. And then go ahead and straighten. And let it hover and feel what's happening. And hold it there. And then slowly bring your knee towards your chest again. And if you start to feel a cramp in your thigh, what's happening is the muscles, these inner muscles, are not as strong as they need to be to hold your leg out as we hover here, which is fine. It's where you're at. It's just one of those good to know things. And so the body transfers the effort either above or below the area that's weak. So right below the area that's weak is our quadricep, our thigh muscle. So if you're feeling a cramp there, that's because your thigh muscle is trying to help out your core muscles. They are a community. They're very generous, helping each other out. And then bring your knee towards your chest again and feel the muscles release. And then slowly straighten it out again. And we hover here. And you're breathing in and out through your nose. If you gasp for breath, you're telling your body it's in an emergency situation and it reacts that way. If you breathe in and out through your nose, you're trying to trick your body into thinking it's all relaxed and no big deal. Take an inhale, and the exhale, bring the knee towards your chest, and then go ahead and set it down. And pause for a second, just get that feeling of everything's relaxing in here. And let's do the other leg. Bring the left knee in, and then slowly straighten and hover, slowly straighten. And just let it hang out there. And then you can kind of feel right side to left side. Feel where you feel it, if you can press in a little bit to see where that engagement's happening. Take an inhale, and then bring your knee towards your chest, and then slowly straighten. And you're just you're feeling with your fingers to where it kicks in. And we're hovering. Take an inhale, and then bring the knee towards the chest, and then let it set it down. Now, if you want to know how much those muscles stabilize your spine, here's a trick. Lift up your elbows. So your elbows are hovering off the floor. Now bring your right knee to your chest, and then slowly straighten the leg slowly and feel how your body shifts to keep you from rolling onto your side. And it's hovering. Take another inhale, and then slowly bring the knee toward the chest, and then set it down. Let's just try it on the other side just to see. Bring the knee towards the chest, slowly straighten with your elbows hovering. And if you're wiggling a lot side to side, you just need to know the stabilizing muscles just need to get a little stronger. We don't want to leave our spine unprotected, just kind of hanging out there with no support. So it's so important. The stabilizing muscles will be able to hold it in its optimal shape. And that just creates good health for our bodies. Take another inhale, and then slowly bring the left knee towards the chest. Set it down. You're gazing towards the sky and just feel that relaxation now of all those muscles. All right, let's go ahead and let the elbows down. Let's make it harder, okay? Let's bring the knees in towards the chest. Keep your hands on your abdomen, and then slowly bring the knees to hover above your hips. Oh, do you feel those muscles kick in there? All right, bring the knees towards the chest again, and then bring the knees to hover above the hips. All right, ready to make it harder? Sure. All right. So bring the knees in towards the chest. And then go ahead and straighten them to whatever degree, like at a 45 or something. And you feel more happening in here, right? And then bring them towards the chest. And then go ahead and do that again to whatever degree. They don't have to be fully straight. They don't have to be straight at all. Maybe having your knees hover, we're going to stay here for a second. Maybe having your knees hover above your hips is just perfect for you. And now bring the knees towards the chest. Okay, so if that's not hard enough and you want to know how this stabilizes your spine, go ahead and lift your elbows. Take a breath. And then slowly straighten both legs to some degree, or hover your knees above your hips. And do you feel a little wiggle side to side? You're like, whoa, okay. And if you want to make it super hard because this is not enough and you're doing a ton of Pilates and you're like, I got this core thing, slowly start to drop your legs. And see if you can still breathe in and out through your nose. Take an inhale. And then let's bring those knees to the chest. Thank goodness. Whew. And then go ahead and set the feet down. Pause, close your eyes, drop your elbows, relax. Take a nice deep breath into your tummy. A nice slow exhale through your nose. All right, rest your hands down by your sides. Let's turn the palms up and get the shoulder blades underneath your back comfy and the shoulders down away from your ears. And we're just going to do some bridge poses here, okay? Because these poor core muscles, and you're going to lengthen them a little bit. So take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, lift up the hip bones, gazing to the sky. You're lengthening all of this from your chest all the way through your ribs, to your thighs, to your knees. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly come down. Pause, take an inhale. And let's go back up again. Now the weight on your feet should be equal inner and outer feet, but there's more weight on your heels. But make sure your toes, all 10 toes, are down on the mat, not gripping the mat, and you're pressing up through the glute muscles, Pressing the hip bones towards the sky. Take another inhale and slowly come down. An inhale here, and let's go up one last time. So make this a nice one. If you've been not pressing the hips up as much as you think maybe you could, maybe you can do a little bit more here. Engages the glutes, the hamstrings, the muscle on the backs of our legs. And you're breathing in and out through your nose. One more inhale and slowly come down. Go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. All righty, we're going to roll onto our tummies. This is one of those practices that we never get off the mat, and most times people get excited about that, but it's amazing how much work you can do down on the mat. All right, so I'd like you to stack your hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead on the back of one of your hands. Your elbows are out. Your shoulders are relaxed. And your toenails are all down. Now, you do not put your feet next to each other, okay? We want them to be a distance apart that complements the width of our pelvis. So go ahead and let your forehead down on your mat. Or down on your hands, I'm sorry. And take a breath. All right. Keeping your head down, lift up your right leg and reach the right toes back and allow that leg to hover there. So we're not like 2 inches off the mat. Lift it up so that your hamstrings and your glutes have to engage, and it brings this effort up into our hips, the back of our hips, which is where the glutes are, and a little bit into the low back. And your pelvis and all the muscles around your hips, front and back, are part of the core. If you're weak there, problems happen. One more inhale here. Reach the toes back and then slowly bring the leg down and then let it relax. Slow is harder. That's why one of the reasons why we go slow, but also you can really tell what's happening in your body. Lift the left leg up, reach the left toes back, let this leg hover up here. You're kind of pressing down on the top of the right foot, the right toes, and the left leg is reaching up and out a little bit. And just breathe. One more inhale. And on the exhale, slowly let that leg down. And then relax all the muscles. Okay, let's lift the right leg up again. Take an inhale and lift that leg up. And let it hover up there. And you're pressing down a little bit on the top of the left foot, left toenails, as you reach up with the right one. Inhale the right leg up and reach out, and then slowly drop that right leg down. And then let the muscles all relax as after it's on the ground. And let's do the left leg one more time. Inhale and lift it up. One more inhale here, lift and reach. Exhale, slowly come down. All right, let's add some more to it. Reach your arms out in front of you, palms down, and you will be putting your forehead on the mat. So now we're going to inhale our left leg up and our right arm up. And hold it there. And make sure that you're not moving from the right shoulder, that the effort is really in that mid back and mid right side body. One more inhale, lift both of those limbs up and slowly let them down. And now let's inhale the left arm up in the right leg. Inhale one more time and lift both limbs up and then slowly bring them down. Lift the left leg and the right arm. One more inhale, lift, and then slowly come down. One more time on the other side. Inhale the left arm and the right leg up. You know, when the right leg still reaches out as it goes up, the left arm lifts up and reaches forward. One more inhale, lift, slowly come down. All right, relax here for a minute. All righty, keeping your forehead on the mat, slide your hands till they're underneath your shoulders. Now let's bring your shoulder blades together and down your back towards your hips. And gently inhale, lifting up your head and chest, about a couple inches off the mat. Now you're not using your hands. And the way to know you're not cheating is right now, lift your hands off the mat and keep your head and chest up at the same height. And this is Cobra. And as long as you keep yourself honest, just go ahead and rest your hands down. You don't have to keep them up, but this is Cobra. And Cobra comes from the back. It doesn't come from pushing up with your hands. One more inhale and slowly come down. Take an inhale down here. Slow exhale through your nose. And on the next inhale, let's lift up again. Lifting up from our back muscles, the back core. You want to check and make sure you're not cheating? You can lift up your hands a little bit. The higher you lift up, the more the effort has to come from your low back. So that's why we're only a couple inches off the floor, and you're not trying to look forward. You're looking straight down at your mat. Think of a long line on your neck from the back of your head, down your neck, down your spine, all the way to your tailbone. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly come down. All right. Now, if that's not hard enough, let's add something else. If that was hard enough, you just keep doing Cobra. Let's have those who think that's not hard enough, bring your arms to airplane wings with your palms down. All right, bring your shoulders together and down your back. Feel like your tailbone reaches towards your heels a little bit. And on the inhale, lift up legs, head, chest, arms like you're flying like an airplane. So we're adding weight with our arms outside of our core, which makes the core have to work harder. You're breathing in and out through your nose, like you could stay here all day. One more inhale, lift up just a little bit. Exhale, slowly come down. All right. If that's not hard enough, shoot your arms forward like Superman, palms down. And if the other ones were hard enough, everybody else just do wherever you decide to stop, what's best for your own body. But if anyone's here in Superman, bring your tailbone a little bit towards your heels. You cannot bring your shoulder blades together and down with your hands reaching forward, okay? Inhale up, arms, head, chest, legs. And you're Superman. Your head, you're looking straight down at your mat. You're only up a couple of inches. Really concentrate on the muscles in your back and your mind and lift from there. So you're not lifting from your low back. You're lifting from your mid back. Think about that, where the shoulder blades are, all across there. Lift from there. You can stop at any time. Just come down slow. You're still up here. Inhale, lift up a little bit more. Exhale, slowly come down. Let's go back into that crocodile pose. Hands are stacked on top of each other, elbows are out, and you rest your forehead on your hands. Alrighty, we're not done. Roll onto your side and come up on your hands and knees. You can leave that blanket underneath, or even fold it even more if you need more knee padding. And we're in tabletop. So let's do something nice for our core muscles here. We're going to do some very slow breath initiated cat-cow. So you inhale your head and chest up a little bit and your tailbone lifts a little bit. And you exhale and your chin comes towards your chest and your tailbone drops a little bit. But the inhale moves your body, okay? Feel your front filling up. And then feel your front of your body exhaling in the back, rounding and releasing. Go at your own pace, but go slow. We want to treat our spines with care and slow movement so they kind of get used to it and blood flows. Alrighty, wherever you're at, we're going to meet in tabletop again. And let's take our right leg and bring it behind us, and you'll be on your toes on the right leg. And then lift the right leg up parallel. And then lift the left arm alongside your ear with your palm facing the center line of your mat, or let's see, the palm would be facing to the right. Make sure you don't drop down into your right shoulder. Press down on that arm to lift up and away from that shoulder so we don't injure the shoulder. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, very slowly bring your left elbow to your right knee. So your right knee's coming in underneath your left elbow. You can touch or not, and then slowly reach out. You feel all the twitching and the moving and the shifting. Those are your stabilizing muscles. Let's bring the elbow and the knee together again, slowly, so we can feel our bodies working, and then slowly out again. And then the last time. Hold here for a moment. Make sure you're not dropping down into your right shoulder. And then bring your left hand down first, then your right leg. Whew. Let's do the other side. Bring the left foot back on your toes. And then bring that left leg up parallel. This is called hunting dog. Okay, and then you're shifting the weight to the left hand a little bit. Press down on that left hand so you're not in your left shoulder. Bring your right arm alongside your ear with the palm facing the left. So your thumb is up. And wiggle around and feel those stabilizing muscles work. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, slowly bring the left knee towards the right elbow, somewhere underneath you. And then slowly reach both limbs back out again. And then slowly bring them in. I always feel like this requires so much more effort than it looks like in pictures. Take an inhale, and the exhale, bring the knee and elbow together one last time. And then slowly reach them out. Press down on that left arm. Don't fall into that left shoulder. And we're hovering here both limbs up. Inhale one more time, and then bring the right arm down first. Right arm down first, then the left knee. And pause for a minute. All right, we're going to do a little thread the needle, kind of a fun little thing here. Okay, so you're going to shift your weight to your left hand. Inhale the right arm up and twist your body towards the right, reach up. Exhale, bring that right arm down and underneath you, and go ahead and rest the outside of the right shoulder down, and your head is down. And that feels good, right? All right, on the next inhale, we're going to come back up again. Open the front body to the right. And then we're going to, let me show it to you, okay? You're going to shift your weight to your left knee. You're going to slowly shift, and we're going to like twist more to the right. And then you're going to bring your right leg straight behind you. Yeah, I know. You're like, what? And your toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Your right toes are facing the long edge. So it's like a 90 degrees. And then once you're up here, your right arm is going to come up over your head. And there's a nice stretch on the right side of the body. And then you come back up and you start to thread the needle again. Your right knee comes down and you come back down here. Okay, so let's everybody start from down here. That's where I left you. Now take an inhale and slowly inhale and open up the right side of your body. Bring your right leg straight, and then the right arm comes up overhead and you feel that nice stretch. And then the right arm comes back up towards the sky, and then right knee comes in and you thread the needle again. So awkward, yes, but really nice once you kind of get the hang of it. Let's do it again. Right arm comes up, right leg comes back, right arm up and stretches that right side. And then the arm comes up, and then the right knee comes down. All right, let's do it one more time for anybody who is still lost. All those muscles we've been working. And everybody meet in tabletop. All right, well, since we confused the right side of our body, let's confuse the left side. Okay, so let's inhale the left arm up and then thread the needle, and you come down on the outside of your left shoulder. And let's just hang out here for a minute because it's nice. All right, take an inhale. Let's come on up and open up that left side of the body. Ooh, now the left leg comes straight and the left arm comes up overhead. And then the left arm comes up and the left knee comes in as we thread the needle. And let's do it again. And hopefully most people have at least caught on. And you see it's slow movements. Are you feeling all the wiggling and the shifting? Keep going. Those are our stabilizing muscles. We want them. Keep going. I think this might be the last time if I'm trying to make it even. Thread it under one last time. And then come up to tabletop, and this time we're doing child's pose. So you can bring your knees apart, your big toes together, push your seat back towards your heels. And then you can slowly slide your forehead towards the mat. And then let's bring our arms one at a time back behind us and rest our arms on the tops of our hands so your palms are up. And that just allows your back to just drape and your shoulders to drape over your knees. And your tummy's all like nestled in between your legs. And this is very therapeutic for the back. It's a nice stretch. And your chin's a little closer to your chest, not touching it, but it just allows you to kind of go inside your body and away from the external stimulation. And then just breathe here for a minute. And every inhale, just breathe into your back body. But you can also feel it in your tummy, and then just let everything relax. All right, one more inhale. One more relaxing exhale. Then bring your arms under your shoulders and gently lift yourself up. Let's come on to our backs for Savasana. Yay! I'm going to give my head a little bit of extra padding. If you put something under your head, just don't have it under your shoulders, okay? Just keep it under your head. And then we'll do a free-form Savasana, so you can pick your favorite. Some people like their feet out to the edge of the mat and letting the knees drop in. Some people like the legs straight. So whichever you choose, relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then let your arms rest on the pinky side of your hands. Your arms are a little bit away from your body. Let your thighs relax. Legs are apart. Let your feet flop open. And I'm going to be quiet here and let you do your own body scan. But the gist of it is you begin at the crown of your head, relaxing slowly as you scan your way down your body. Breath is slow and even, in and out through your nose. Every exhale, relax something new. Slowly wiggle your fingers and then your toes as you come back to the room. Maybe gently circle your wrists slowly in one direction and then slowly in the other. Bend your right knee and bring your right knee towards your chest, and you can hold on to your right shin with the right hand, and then let's do the same with the left. If you want to hug on to your shins or hug on to the backs of your legs, keep your low back on the floor and your head on the floor. And, maybe try rocking side to side. And if you feel like you like that motion, it's a little bit of a low back massage, but it's only a massage if it feels good. So don't do it if it doesn't. All right, release your shins and reach your arms up overhead in an early morning stretch. And then roll onto your side and pause, eyes closed. And then slowly, I would say when you're ready, but it feels so nice. I think a lot of people won't be ready ever. Come on up to a comfortable seated position. And maybe you can fold up that blanket and sit on the blanket so that the pelvis tips forward a little bit. And I'd like you to sit there, and if you're comfortable with your eyes closed or a half gaze, and I have a little meditation, our meditation moment. So as you sit with your shoulder, let's just bring our shoulders up by your ears and back and down. Oh, let's get a nice long neck. And keep your eyes closed or half gaze. I have a great little book called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And I thought for the next month up through the holidays, every Saturday that we meet, I'll just read a little bit out of this book. So I opened up a page and I just thought, let me just see what's on this page. And I thought it perfect to share with you today. So this is a conversation between the boy and the mole, his very good friend. He says, "Isn't it odd? We can only see our outsides, but nearly everything happens on the inside." And for our guided meditation, I wanted to bring back the teeter-totter of life. It's perfect after our workshop on Wednesday. And so whether or not you attended, it was about the vagus nerve and the amazing communication system in our body and the ways we can affect it. So now as you breathe in, do it as an act of kindness, like you're invigorating the cells of your body with oxygen. And as you bring out, do it with enjoyment, letting yourself settle into the posture, softening the lines of your face, softening your jawline, softening your shoulders. And your simple instruction is to be right here in this moment, staying present. Present for what's exactly here. Present for that breath, that sound you hear somewhere in your room or outside of it. And when the mind wants to take you away, because it will, just put your arm around yourself. Notice that you traveled somewhere and bring yourself right back here. You're bringing yourself to this sensory moment, to hearing, feeling, and being with your whole body. We meet a lot of joyful people in the world, and we meet a lot of agonized people in the world. And at one time or another, those people are us. And at other times, we're somewhere in the middle. So picture yourself standing in a playground in front of a teeter-totter. You remember those, right? And we've probably all done this as kids, but picture yourself walking on the teeter-totter towards the middle where the teeter-totter balances. Talk about stabilizing muscles. So you place one foot on one side of the balance point and the other foot on the other. And now in your mind, you can see that you're going to get both seats off the ground, and you're going to balance with both seats equal level off the ground. And it takes effort, right? Just like we've been doing in our practice today. It takes a shifting of weight back and forth, one foot then the other. And this is kind of what it's like to stay balanced in life, especially with our thoughts and emotions. Staying in the middle takes effort. It takes awareness. It takes some work. And as we continue to practice awareness, the feeling and the noticing of presence, we can become more aware when we've shifted towards one teeter-totter seat or the other. And then our goal is to recenter, to come back. Keeping those seats of the teeter-totter as level as you can, as often as you can. As kids, when we stood in the middle of the teeter-totter and got those seats balanced, we felt successful. It was a challenge and we did it, and it filled us with a little bit of joy. It is much the same now as adults, staying in the center, feeling balanced. So take a moment to notice and remember what that feels like. Now put your left hand on your heart and the other hand on your stomach, just below your belly button. Again, with the biofeedback, and you feel your presence. And send a message of love and caring to yourself. You can say, I love you, or I've got you, or any message like that, but it has to be one of love and caring. So give that a try. And then just in the silence, be present with what you feel. You're standing and balancing in the middle of this teeter-totter of life, sending love and caring to yourself. Now release your hands, release your attention, and just be. On the next inhale, lift your palms upward towards the sky with the elbows by your ribs. Your arms are in the shape of a W. Inhale into your palms. Exhale, bring those palms together with your thumbs pressing into your breastbone. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest. And lift your head and open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.